Maria Forero is a professional engineer. And my screen just got taken over, 1 second. Is a professional engineer with a master's degree in bioresources engineering from McGill University with a specialization in economics and international development. Maria spent 13 years as an international consultant with a focus on bioremediation, post-harvest technologies, waste management, and food security. Maria worked 11 years at Global Affairs Canada, where she served as the sector specialist for water management and wastewater management treatment under both the clean tech and infrastructure teams. Maria is currently the cross-sectoral issues sector specialist responsible for organics within the Industry Engagement Division of Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. So thank you very much, Maria. We're very pleased to have you here, and I know we have been giving you input into this strategy, and we wanted to take the opportunity for you to present it back to our stakeholders and get some feedback as well for the strategy that we're putting in place. So thanks very much. I'll pass it over to you.
You're very, very welcome. I know I don't like seeing myself, but for some reason I cannot put my picture.
Oh, really? Let's just see if I can do anything here. We had you there for a second. Carol, can you help me with Maria?
Yeah, I just asked to start the video on your little participant.
The thing is that I don't see that screen.
Oh.
I also asked to start the video.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, we got you.
That's great. Got you. I know smart people work well together.
Great. Okay, over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation to participate. Today, I have the opportunity to present the AAFC engagement strategy for the organic sector. It is a work in progress and the first of its nature. Through the presentation, I will describe the need for such a strategy. I will touch on strategic alignment with government and industry priorities. We'll present the objectives and priorities of the strategy. And finally, I will explain the implementation and the next steps that are required for it to be successful. This is an overview of the Canadian organic ecosystem. You have seen throughout the summit that the organic ecosystem is complex, with multiple players, ongoing activities, capabilities, expertise, values, mandates, and priorities. Much has happened in the sector in recent years, and it continues to evolve and add to its complexity. Sector specialists like myself need to understand their sectors of responsibility. They need to know who is who and who is doing what to avoid duplication, ensure alignment and value for money, while keeping in mind their department's mandates and long-term goals, in order to be able to support the sector effectively. As you can see from the diagram, there are many interactions among key players. Individual efforts and activities result in the sector's growth and development. All these interactions and efforts impact the sector and Canadians. With reference to Canada's Safe Food for Canadians regulation, the Canadian Organic Standards and Oversight System, the industry is demonstrating resilience and contributing to economic growth and environmental sustainability. The Canadian Organic logo, the highest national eco-label, provides assurances to consumers and contributes to public trust. 3 national associations support the needs of the sector. They represent 3 strategic pillars for the industry: education for both consumers and producers, market development, including regulation, research, and marketing, and standards maintenance and scientific research. Their mandates are distinct, but they share the collective challenge of ensuring that national coordination to support this very fast-growing industry. We also have a federal organic regime, provincial regimes and standards that are harmonized by referencing the national standards, a standard interpretation committee, and a soon-to-be committee for aquaculture, import, export, and interprovincial trade. organic equivalences arrangements with other countries and provinces, multiple federal departments, agencies, and crown corporations. Global Affairs Canada and Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada collaborate to ensure we both have regional officers in Canada and trade commissioners abroad to support the sector. Conformity verification bodies, certification bodies both in Canada and abroad, ongoing national and international scientific research, certified operators. Conventional producers also impact the organic sector through perceptions and opinions. The people supporting the sector are diverse, some from different countries like myself, from different cultures, education, and experience. Organic producers are different too, with different commodities and practices, at different stages of transformation, of transition, and reasons to be organic, including some that are more philosophical, while others are more for profit or both. Agriculture, being a shared jurisdiction, requires frequent meetings and conferences of federal, provincial, and territorial ministers to collaborate on policies, priorities, and programs across Canada. Today, for example, one of such a meetings is taking place. The work, accomplishment, and interconnectivity of the sector are impressive, yet fragile. Industry's attention is needed on developing a national policy or national program for organics, addressing issues of limited resources and establishing a coordinated overarching structure to support it further. We need a more organized and complementary approach. AAFC has the same hierarchy of most government departments: a minister, deputy ministers, directorates, divisions, units, or teams, all working to advance government commitments and priorities. AAFC officers play different roles with different competencies and expertise, significantly differing from one branch to another. Program officers, policy officers, public affairs officers, communication officers, scientists, data analysts, sector specialists, indigenous specialists, trade and negotiation, market access, regional officers, trade commissioners, and embedded CFIE officials. It is important to know that AFC does not have trade commissioners in all countries, and we work in partnership with Global Affairs Canada to support the industry in every market, all with different and important priorities, pressing deadlines and mandates. We often find that a lot of time is spent searching for the right person in the right department to address an issue. For us, the Sector Development and Analysis Directorate of the Market and Industry Services branch oversees the Industry Engagement Division. Within this division resides the cross-sectoral issues team that services the organic sector. The Industry Engagement Division is also responsible for the value chain roundtables, a different team within the same division. The complexity of this ecosystem needs to be managed in such a way to ensure industry is supported in a coordinated and effective way. The concept of the value chain roundtable started in 2003 and has since evolved. In 2006, the Organic Value Chain Roundtable was created and contributed to the vision of the economic strategy tables for trusted, competitive, innovative, sustainable, and high-quality agri-food. In 2018, AFC undertook to revitalize the Value Chain Roundtables to allow for a more strategic dialogue to collectively advance sector growth and competitiveness. The Organic Value Chain Roundtable, along with other tables, was ended, and sector-specific and thematic tables were created under a broader sector engagement model or tables. The last meeting of the Organic Value Chain Roundtable took place early this year. In order for the sector to continue contributing to economic growth and environmental sustainability, a coordinated structure within AFC, and adequate organic representation in the new sector engagement tables is required. In addition, this new engagement model would allow for the creation of time-limited and issue-driven working groups. Now, the organic sector will have the opportunity to contribute their knowledge and experience to a wider audience. As discussed throughout this summit, it is very important to raise awareness, clarify and address perceptions through example, showcasing good and successful practices, informing policy, and to provide leadership in driving a sustainable agriculture for Canada. Yes, sustainable agriculture can feed the world and is the only way, and we need to work together to make this happen. In the absence of an organic value chain roundtable, AFC set forth to develop an engagement strategy for the organic sector. We want to be ready to inform the new sector engagement tables framework and ensure adequate representation. The engagement strategy for the organic sector will provide an interdepartmental roadmap for AFC officers to ensure timely support to the industry. Collectively and through the creation of time-limited and issue-driven organic working groups, participants will effectively address key issues in a timely manner while ensuring that the sector is recognized for its contribution to policy outcomes tied to the organic value proposition, which includes environment, sustainability, social responsibility, food security, health, innovation, economic growth, assurance, public trust, and others. The engagement strategy for the organic sector is an evergreen internal document. The priorities are to be reviewed annually through consultations with internal and external stakeholders and will allow for the ongoing assessment of strategic initiatives and activities. The engagement strategy outlines work being done across all branches within AFC, as well as an articulation of outcome-based targets that align with the objectives of the organic sector overall. It builds upon the 2018-2022 Organic Value Chain Roundtable Strategic Plan and is informed by AFC Agriculture portfolio and regional staff, while including efforts and goals of other government departments, agencies, provinces, industry, and academia. This ensures the path forward strategic, cohesive, and mutually beneficial. The engagement strategy for the organic sector also responds to the industry's request for the creation of a coordinated organic structure within the new engagement model. The organic agriculture and agri-food sectors aligns with the Government of Canada's strategic priorities of sustainability and economic development. In partnership with the industry and other government departments, we continue to work collaboratively to advance industry and government priorities, which include proactively looking at the following: assess and set organic growth targets to meet growing consumer and market demands and contribute to the government's sustainable development goals and environmental commitments. Evaluate the true benefit to producers, the environment, and the economy of organic production and practices. Incentivize the use of climate mitigation practices. Effectively manage human capital. Expand Canadian organic sales both domestically and abroad. AFC is committed to continue to work with other government departments, provinces, and territories, the organic industry, and key stakeholders to assess ways of capitalizing on opportunities and removing barriers to growth. In alignment with the new sector engagement tables, the engagement strategy is results and outcomes driven, forward focused, inclusive, and collaborative. The objectives of the engagement strategy are to facilitate the growth, competitiveness, and profitability of the Canadian organic sector with a special attention to innovation. We heard this week during the summit that innovation is key. Dr. Shade spoke to the importance of incorporating agri-technologies into organic operations. I can't wait to see her assessment report on the use of agri-technologies in organic production. The second objective of the engagement strategy for the organic sector is to contribute to the development of policy tools. In order to sustainable organic agriculture to continue leading the growth of Canadian agriculture in Canada and remain internationally competitive, basic consolidated tools are required. A coordinated structure for data collecting and reporting, research and extension services, maintenance of the organic standards, and support to trade. In partnership with AAFC, the industry is currently exploring ways to develop efficient and sustainable mechanisms to coordinate and fund these essential services. The engagement strategy for the organic sector will also align with key ongoing industry-led initiatives, such as the 2020 Canadian Organic Standards Review, connecting environmental sustainability with the science of organic production, expanding Canadian organic export sales and improving competitiveness, strengthening organic supply chains for domestic and export opportunities, and future initiatives such as the National Organic Sector Framework for Sustainability and Growth that is currently under review. It would also align with other governments' department-led initiatives where a whole of a government approach is required, and to AAFC's officers' work. This ambitious initiative will provide a unique opportunity to consolidate and strengthen a leading agriculture and agri-food industry based in innovative and ecological practices. By communicating organic priorities linked to key initiatives and ongoing revisions of specific, measurable, affordable, reliable, and target activities and annual assessments, we will ensure the relevance of the engagement strategy for the organic sector within the department and for the sector. AAFC officers will be properly equipped to proactively engage key stakeholders and other government departments as required to advance sector priorities. Through strategic partnership, the engagement strategy will facilitate the development and maximize the impact of adoption of innovative agricultural practices and processes in Canada. This organic solution could be the driving force for sustainable agriculture and economic growth in Canada. The 2020-2021 identified priorities that are currently under a second round of consultations for input will be the guiding principles of the organic working groups and would be used to inform the new sector engagement tables to ensure alignment. This flexibility will allow for ongoing engagement with the industry, provincial and territorial partners, and other stakeholders on challenges and opportunities through our reinvigorated engagement model, and will allow for AAFC officers to provide rigorous and comprehensive analysis and advice that is needed to support timely decision-making relating to policies, regulations, programs, and strategies affecting the sector. It will also contribute to preserving and expanding market access while supporting the resiliency of supply chains and critical inputs. This is a small snapshot of the engagement strategy for the organic sector's planning and reporting structure. Each of the 18 identified priorities has an objective and are linked to a sector engagement table. Each priority has one or more strategic initiatives with one or more activities per initiative. A lead, key stakeholders are identified per initiative with expected outcomes and a reference to the organic working groups. All this is captured with the goal of always reporting on results. This reporting structure will serve as a performance indicator, will capture the work of the sector, AAFC officers, and key stakeholders so that we can streamline resources, avoid duplication, and facilitate transition while ensuring continuity in the future. But a strategy is as good as the people implementing it. We need to continue the ongoing engagement with industry and key stakeholders, ensuring the right people are consulted, participate, and contribute to the advancement of the sector. Once our consultations are complete, we will engage the industry to identify the leads and membership composition of the working groups. We will inform the sector engagement tables of the sector's priorities and initiatives, and we will report on activities and results. It is very important you engage with your provincial and national representatives and AAFC regional officers to ensure a coordinated approach. This is a product that will be shared publicly, was developed by AAFC's regional officers, the industry, and in consultation with the former Organic Value Chain Roundtable. Going forward, every fiscal year, AAFC will develop and update this document. Work on the 2020-2021 edition will start shortly. This document will constitute an essential tool supporting the engagement strategy for the organic sector. You can see from the map that we are everywhere. We need to know who are the key players in our regions to collaborate, to participate, to learn, and raise the sector's profile. To conclude, I am going to borrow some key messages of the presenters this week. We need to know how to tell our story to create awareness. We need to build meaningful partnerships with shared values and continue preparing and performing so when the opportunity arises, we are ready. Sustainable, responsible, affordable agriculture can feed the world and should be our goal. We eat too much. We consume too much. The current world crisis is an opportunity to stop, think, and do things differently. We need to understand the value proposition of the organic sector and its cumulative impact on the environment, human and animal health, and economic growth. Policy can also be made down up and be community-driven. We need to lead by example. I would like to close with a common saying of Mother Teresa. I can do things you cannot do. You can do things I cannot. But together, we can do great things. Thank you.
Okay, it's really great to have Michael Abelman with us as our final speaker. He is the co-founder and director of Soul Street Food Farms and is one of the early visionaries of the urban agricultural movement. He's created high-profile urban farms in Watts, California, Goleta, California, and Vancouver, British Columbia. He's also worked on and advised dozens of similar projects throughout North America and the Caribbean, and he's the founder of the nonprofit Center for Urban Agriculture. He's the subject of the award-winning PBS film Beyond Organic, narrated by Meryl Streep, which now, of course, we all have to go and watch, Michael.
You can find it.